feel like it's easier to drive and talk, vice versa. I mean, it's not safe, but it's easier for me to talk to the camera, I guess, because I'm actually doing something. So we live in Winter Haven, and our doctor, Ashanti, is actually located in Celebration, so that's where I'm driving to right now. Thankfully, it's like less than 40 minutes about, I think, from my house. So yeah, I'm having to take off work. I want to do an introduction for the people that don't know us. FYI, we thought this would be a quick solution, or a quick process, and it's definitely not. Been together 18 years, married 5 years. Crazy, I know. They've diagnosed us with unexplained fertility, which is really frustrating, because we'd rather, I guess, something be wrong so we could fix it, but there's nothing we could fix. So what are the odds being together this long and we can't make a baby on our own? Started out seeing the regular gynecologist, going for my annual visits 5 years ago. Didn't find anything wrong. Started me on Clomid just to help us out a little bit. They did some semen analysis on Ryan, and who's my husband, and there was some abnormal labs, but actually we redid them. Everything came back normal. He was referred to a urologist. Then he was referred to a urologist specialist who actually really just specialized in vasectomies, and that was not really what we needed. So we end up with Celebration Fertility Clinic and found Dr. Ashanti, who we absolutely love. We've seen him twice now. This will be the third visit. And I just want everybody to know, when you start this process, if you can skip as many specialists as possible and just go straight to fertility, that's what I think I recommend. Maybe I'll get Ryan on his own separate video to see what he says to you guys. And not all insurances cover fertility, which ours doesn't. So we're paying out of pocket for everything. So we've been kind of on a hold for the last few months because we've been trying to just save up to do IUI, and hopefully it works. But if it fails, we'll definitely go to IVF, and we're looking to do IVF around after the new year, just to save up a little bit more money for the procedures, and it's not cheap. So be prepared and take it serious, because I feel like we went into it a little bit as it's gonna work, we'll be fine, they'll figure something out, but now we're at IUI. I'm rambling. We did testing, we did PAPs, I did transvaginal ultrasounds, I did tons of labs, I did Clomid, he's done lots of semen analysis. That's really all I can say, and now I'm going to our first IUI appointment, so there you are. Wish me luck again. I'll let you know what happens later. Bye. Okay, so I have time before I have to go in and see the doctor. There's like a glare on my glasses. I wanted to give you a quick introduction. We have been married 5 years, been together 18 years. They diagnosed us with unexplained infertility, which is very frustrating. I guess we'd rather have something wrong with us so they could fix it, and now there's really nothing to fix. We just have to go through the fertility process. What we've done so far, we started about 5 years ago trying to get pregnant. I don't think a lot of people know that really know us. It's obviously a frustrating situation. It's upsetting, it's depressing. So for all you guys that are struggling, we've been there, done that, felt that way. nonstop, every other month, every other week. Somebody has a baby, somebody has a baby shower. Obviously we're happy for all those people, but it's really hard for me. So rewind 5 years, went to the gynecologist, had the PAPs, had lab work, started me on Clomid just to help us out a little bit. Ryan had some semen analysis, some came back abnormal, but eventually just came back normal. So I don't really know what was going on with those lab orders by the gynecologist. And then we got referred to a regular urologist, and he basically said there's nothing he can do. So we got referred to a urologist specialist, and he really just specialized in vasectomies, and that was a waste of money. So we got more labs done, and frustrations, Ryan driving around with semen in his car, trying to drop it off at the lab at a certain amount of time frames. Finally found the fertility clinic in Celebration that I'm about to go into to see Dr. Santi. This will be my 3rd visit with him. I can't remember what it's called, an HSG procedure, I think it is, but basically I had an x-ray of my tubes to make sure nothing was blocked. So far they are fine, but they did see some kind of blockage in the right tube, but they said it could have been just a cramp, or obviously things aren't supposed to go up there, so when they did do the contrast, I cramped, so that could have been a cause. We did a transvaginal ultrasound with Dr. Santi. We found 19 follicles on the first visit, which is a good thing because that means I'm ovulating on my own. And because we're unexplained infertility, we've chosen to try IUI 1 round so far is what we've decided. So I'm going in today for my 3rd appointment, which will be the first IUI process. So I'm hoping I can start drugs, ultrasound, something today. And I'm nervous. So I just want you guys to know, be patient. This is a very long process. It's not quick. And if you guys can, forget the specialist and go straight to fertility. If you've already started with the OB, that's who you should start with. Have her do simple tests, or if it's a him, and if they can't figure it out, go straight to fertility. Don't even go to the other specialist. There's no reason to do that. So I'll check in with you guys later, and maybe I can get a video with Ryan just to get his opinion on things and his scope on how this process has been going. See you later. Okay, so recap of the visit. I'm done. It's like 2 hours now since the appointment. Talked to the doctor, made a plan, did labs today and an ultrasound. So if the labs come back the way he wants it, I start Clomid tomorrow on day 4. So now we're getting extended a day now. And then once I start the Clomid, I'm going to start taking ovulation tests on days 10 through 19, they said. And as soon as I get a positive ovulation day, I call them, and the next day we go in 7 a.m. for the specimen and 10 a.m. for the IUI procedure. And then we would test for pregnancy 2 weeks from the IUI day. So we don't know what day it is yet. It just all depends on the ovulation day. One of the dilemmas that Ryan and I have found, because since he couldn't come today, which I told him not to because I knew we were going to have a lot more appointments for him to take off, he did speakerphone with me and Dr. Santi, and they said Ryan could freeze his sperm. The only reason why we got onto that subject is because Ryan is flying to Houston the 6th through the 12th, which may pricing. I can't compare them to anybody else though, but everything I see online is double of what we are paying, since we basically are paying out of pocket for everything, even though we have insurance, and our insurance just doesn't cover anything dealing with infertility. So if you have any questions, can you put a comment down? But this is like my first time even vlogging or making a video. But since I'm going through this process, I was inspired by other YouTube and bloggers and couples that are in the same situation that we're in, and I wanted to share my story, just because I feel like people don't talk about it, and I don't talk about it. I don't know why. I think it's easier to talk to a video camera than it is to people, but it seems to be easier for me to just talk away to a video and not a human. And poor Ryan has to hear about it all the time. So there are other people out there, for people that don't have issues or don't struggle. Just don't ask questions. Be supportive. And sometimes you can't always figure out the right thing to say, but just be ready to listen when people do want to talk about it. Other than that, I will do a follow-up. I do have another ultrasound scheduled next week, next Wednesday, and I found out I have to freaking drive versus 40 minutes, like a little over an hour, maybe an hour exactly, and that's at 7:30 in the morning. So I gotta drive and get up super early to make that appointment, but it's all worth it, and going to work late again. So remember, there is going to be time missed for work, so make sure you have a good relationship with your company, I guess. Maybe tonight I will get Ryan on and do a video with him, to feel his thoughts and his processing this whole situation. Yeah. Plus I want him on here so everybody knows who's donating the sperm. So talk to you later, and you can forward through these things, fast forward through some of this video. I'm sure it's going to be kind of long since I've done a bunch of different little videos for today's visit. Bye. Okay, so we just are getting done with the gym and we're riding home, and I got some time with Ryan, so let's see how he feels about this whole process.
What are you doing?
Tell him what you think.
What do I think about what?
Our IUI treatment and today's visit.
Today was nice because I didn't physically have to be there. We've been really busy from work with the hurricane and trying to get back on track. And so I was able to just teleconference in, which was nice. The doctor seemed to be 100% okay with it. Answered all my questions. I tend to be the more vocal, I would say, when we go to these appointments. So I think he kind of needed me on speakerphone. But that part was fine.
Well, you do have good questions that I can't think of on the spot.
Right, and in today's case, we even had questions after we first met with the doctor, and we were able to get back with the doctor and ask additional questions. So I thought they were very cooperative.
I told them earlier was cool. Like, our first visit took almost 3 to 4 hours because he took the time with us.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I don't think you get that kind of treatment at any other doctor's appointment.
Right. What else you got?
I think that's it. What do you think?
Sure.
Alright, we have to go in and eat dinner. Bye.